You ever try to walk away from a toxic relationship, and life hands you the perfect way to ruin your ex's peace for nearly a decade? Because 8 years ago, when I left my physically abusive boyfriend, I planted a tiny bit of spite in his garden. And today, his entire yard smells like a litter box. And his house is unsellable. If you've ever wished karma would show up with teeth, claws, and a whole army of feral cats, hit that like button and subscribe. This is one of the most unexpectedly satisfying revenge stories you'll hear today. About 8 years ago, I was in a relationship that drained the life out of me. My partner, my ex now, owned the house we lived in. I thought we were building a future. Instead, I was building a nightmare. What started as dismissive comments turned into full-blown emotional manipulation. What started as slammed doors turned into bruises I had to hide. By the time I finally left him, I wasn't the same person anymore. I was shaken, hollowed out, and desperately looking for a fresh start. He didn't help with the move. He didn't apologize. He didn't show remorse. He just watched me pack, with that smirk. That smirk that said he thought he'd won. Before things turned dark, gardening had been my therapy. I had spent months putting in garden beds all around his house. Expensive flowers, rare bulbs, beautiful, delicate plants I'd saved up for. They were my pride. Something I created when everything else in my life felt out of control. So when we split, I told him, I'm taking my flowers with me. I paid for everything. He actually agreed. Probably because he didn't think I'd bother. But I did. I dug up everything. Every bulb. Every root. Every precious plant. By the time I was done, the beds were empty. Fresh soil. Blank. Silent. And honestly, it felt symbolic. A clean slate. A quiet goodbye. After pulling up my garden, I went to buy large pots to replant everything in my new place. While wandering through the garden center, I saw catnip seeds. Now, let me be clear. I wasn't planning revenge. Not really. All I knew was that catnip was supposed to be hard to grow. Tricky. Rarely successful. I thought, maybe a plant or two will pop up. Maybe some neighborhood cats will hang around and be annoying. Just a tiny headache for him. Nothing serious. Nothing extreme. But I was angry. I was raw. And I wanted him to feel something. So, I bought way too many packets of catnip seeds. And as I stood in front of those empty garden beds, I sprinkled the seeds everywhere. Not carefully. Not methodically. I seeded those beds like I was seasoning a poorly cooked steak. Then I left. And honestly, I forgot all about it. Life moved on. New home. New job. New peace. I didn't give that catnip another thought. Not for 8 years. Yesterday, everything came back. I recently got a new client in my ex's neighborhood, and I had to drive past his old house. As I approached, something caught my eye. A for sale sign. And his yard. Covered. Absolutely swarming. Not with weeds. But with cats. 6 of them. All lounging around like they paid rent. I slowed down, staring. Part confusion. Part disbelief. Part, oh no, no way. During my client meeting, I casually asked about the house with all the cats. And that's when I learned the truth. Apparently, catnip is indeed hard to propagate. But once it does grow, it becomes an invasive species. And I had planted it at the perfect time of year. My little petty act. It turned into a botanical apocalypse. The catnip spread, and kept spreading. Every time he tried to remove it, pull it up, poison it, burn it, it came back. Except stronger. Cats flocked to his yard like it was Disneyland for felines. Local, strays, neighborhood pets, even feral cats. And in the summer, if you drive past with the windows down, the entire street smells like a massive litter box. My tiny sprinkle of spite turned into an 8-year infestation. My client told me everything. Apparently, the house has been nearly impossible to sell. Potential buyers arrive, see the cats running everywhere, smell the air, and leave. Some don't even make it inside. He'd complain constantly. These damn cats won't leave. I've paid thousands trying to get rid of this stuff. Every time I kill it, it comes back worse. It's ruining the value of my house. And my personal favorite, I think someone cursed my yard. Oh, honey, you have no idea. At first, I laughed. Like, really laughed. 8 years of cats. 8 years of catnip. 8 years of nature waging war on him. But then, honestly, I felt weird. I didn't plan revenge. Not like this. I never intended real harm. It was supposed to be a joke. A tiny nuisance. But life has a funny way of giving you poetic justice when you need it the most. So there I was, sitting in my car after the meeting, staring at his yard from down the street. 6 cats lounged in the sun. One rolled around in the catnip patch like it was heaven. Another scratched at his porch like it owned the place. His once perfect house. A feline free-for-all. A place he physically abused me in. Now taken over by creatures who don't tolerate cruelty. And all I did to cause it was plant a few seeds. The universe did the rest. For the first time in years, I felt closure. Real closure. I didn't set out to destroy his yard. I didn't plot long-term revenge. But sometimes, the smallest choices echo the loudest. Karma doesn't always hit fast. Sometimes it grows quietly, spreads slowly, and 8 years later, it's a yard full of cats reminding you, you shouldn't have messed with me. If this story gave you chills, or made you laugh, smash that like button. Tell me in the comments, what's the most unexpected revenge you've ever heard of? And don't forget to subscribe for more real, emotionally intense Reddit stories every week.